Now we will listen Camille FORTHOFFER and Juliette FOUSSARD from Bordeaux Montaigne University, and their title is Future, the First Perfume of Space Conquest. And dear FORTHOFFER and FOUSSARD, you have the floor.
I'll share my okay. Do you see everything?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, great. Well, thank you and good evening. With Juliette, our starting point is that cultural products disseminate representations of desirable futures. We use the example of Futur, a perfume by the French brand Aerodesign in collaboration with the French Air Force. Aerodesign specializes in various objects made from recycled aircraft parts. Launched in 2022, Futur is their first and only perfume. Presented as unisex, this fragrance contains pieces of MLI, multi-layer insulation, which is a material from the European Space Program that is used as a protection for satellites. MLI is composed of two patented materials, Captain and Millar, and there are only 1,000 bottles that contain MLI and are sold for 350 euros. The other bottles were sold for 110 euros, all exclusively online. In our opinion, this fragrance illustrates the tensions between artisanal and technological knowledge, the former representing the knowledge of the body and the other the knowledge of the mind. How does it produce a message that is both technocentric and mystical, in which humanity manages to overcome its finitude through innovation, a meaning in itself that aligns with transhumanism? This is our outline. First, we will see how this is a bricolage between tradition and innovation. In the second part, we will explain how the perfume is shown as a bridge between Earth and cosmos. And in the third part, we will show the myth that is behind this perfume. Okay. In the brand's discourse, we observe the use of traditional codes of perfumery discourse, notably through the use of an aesthetic vocabulary and the presentation of olfactory accords. At the same time, it is a discourse that can be described as technophilic, appealing to industrial imagery. For example, we have references to space exploration, mentions of patented materials, which are Millar and Captain, and terminology associated with precision knowledge. It references to the MLI. If the references of the MLI are removed from the text, all that remains is a list of the perfume's notes. This highlights a technological expertise that does not align with traditional perfumery. On the one hand, we have a perfume-making expertise, the liquid, and on the other hand, we have technological expertise, the sparkling flakes made of Captain and Millar. The elements are merely juxtaposed, which could be seen as a form of bricolage, as proposed by Marion Colablaise. In contrast, products like the radium creams that were sold in the 1930s illustrate a blending of ideas, technology and cosmetic expertise combined to create a new unified meaning, a scientific method of beauty. To expand this perspective, Cyber is a perfume that could be viewed as an example of spectacularization, where perfume and digital technology are combined in a fleeting but striking manner. The scent is transformed into a digital image and then into an NFT. On the other hand, we have the sillage that is here, And it offers a hybrid approach, merging digital technology and perfumery. It uses an algorithm enhanced with perfumery expertise to create customized fragrances. This represents a genuine fusion rather than a mere juxtaposition. Yet, neither the technology nor the perfumery acquires a new significance. Sorry. I have difficulties to switch from my text. It seems to be the presence of the MLI that gives the perfume its value. I can quote the description. These finely cut glitter pieces, meticulously crafted, bring a remarkable and completely innovative luminous dimension to the world of perfumers. Here, a divide emerges between an archaic, past-oriented vision of perfumery and the revolutionary innovation that symbolizes the future. The concept of luxury is redefined. It is neither the brand, the raw materials, nor the perfumery expertise that legitimizes the perfume's preciousness here, but rather the exceptional and rare material that is originating from space conquest. If we consider that the technological discourse focuses primarily on patented materials, that only 1,000 bottles contain them, and that they are more expensive, that the specificity of the perfumes lies in the use of these materials, and that the glitter particles are not dispersed when the perfume is used, it becomes clear that this is not a perfume intended for wearing, but rather an object for owning. Moreover, the lexical field of light is employed to describe the object, typically associated with the symbolism of adornment or accessories when it's worn. Light here acts as a meaning enhancer. We can quote Jalas, but I don't think I have time to read it. But we can remember that the light intertwines the material and the immaterial, the physical and the intellectual. The text accompanying the perfume specifies what is being sublimated. The material, and I quote the text, reflects the light of the universe during space travel. These invocations of light suggest that the perfume invites reflection beyond the materiality of the object. It is more about owning a piece of cutting-edge technological knowledge than owning a luxury perfume. In our view, this represents a kind of luxury knowledge. Juliette.
So why make a perfume? What's the point for a brand like Aerodesign, which designs objects using materials from the Air Force and space industries? What effect does it produce? One might think it's simply a marketing strategy to broaden the target audience and appeal to both men and women based on gender stereotypes. On the one hand, the male audience is associated with an attraction to new technologies, the army, and industry. The shape of the bottle is, in fact, the classic shape for men's fragrances: square, no frills, silver rather than gold. And on the other hand, the desire to also appeal to a female audience would be understood through the choice of perfume, this cosmetic object whose beauty is highlighted in the discourse: glitter, light, reflector. And one might wonder, for example, if the MLI will have a beautifying effect on the body. However, it seems to us that the issue of perfume as a medium was something else and goes beyond gender segmentation. The only mention to the perfume scent is the freshness of the vacuum of space, coupled with a somewhat incongruous incursion, almost like an intruder, of the paragraph describing the raw materials. However, apart from the pepper and cardamom, which can indeed be described as fresh notes, invigorated spices that provide an icy or camphorous effect. The perfume is mostly woody, leathery, and ambery, with a gourmand vanilla accord. The emphasis on natural raw materials and the specific selection is meaningful. They come from forests and spices across the globe. Indian sandalwood, Virginian cedarwood, Madagascan vanilla, guaiac wood, which grows in the Gran Chaco forests, one of the last primary forests, but also the earthy facets with carrots, iris rhizome, and violets, and finally the animality brought by the leather and amber accords. Through this composition, it seems as if it was an attempt to represent terrestrial life, a sample of fauna and flora contrasting with the image of industry and new technologies. On the other hand, the bottle and cap feature geometric and symmetrical shapes with sleek and non-organic lines. The colors also evoke a technological imaginary, starting with the metallic finish. The cap echoes the color of Mylar and Captain, and the absence of color in the perfume itself, it's liquid, which recalls the emptiness of space. The bottle comes to life only through light and its reflection. Sorry.
You don't see. Okay, sorry. Oh, okay, sorry. I forgot I had to. Okay. Do you see the new window just opened?
Yes.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, perfect.
But there's no voice.
Oh, there's no noise? I am not sure I can, but it's not really, we don't analyze the sound.
That's important.
We focus mainly on the pictures.
The only advertisement for the perfume is a video showing a bottle sent into space, spraying a few drops of its contents, and then coming back to Earth. The perfume becomes an actor as it is put into a narrative. At the beginning of the video, the focus is on the entire technical setup, the behind-the-scenes effort required to achieve such a feat. The technological expertise is staged to once again highlight the innovative aspects of the perfume and the engineering work involved. There is the perfume itself, but also those who carried out the experiment, modeling, testing, configuration, and the design of a remote pump activation system.
There's a second one.
the images of the experiments add a mystical dimension. The product's ascent to the stratosphere creates a bridge between Earth and space. The bottle becomes a shuttle capable of leaving Earth to look down on it from above. This could also be interpreted as a religious symbol, drawing a parallel between the perfume's ascent to the heavens and the ascension of Christ. Just as Christ rises to heaven to join God under the gaze of his apostles, the sacred bottle, as one of the two sent into space, ascends into the skies under the engineer's watchful eyes, surrounded by a halo of light.
Okay, and the third one.
Sorry, the last 5 minutes.
Okay, we'll try to be hurry.
And then the spraying of the perfume into space releases visible particles escaping from the bottle and dispersing into space. There is a movement of enclosure versus openness, small versus vast. Immediately after this, the bottle falls. The bottle serves as a vehicle for the perfume, connecting Earth with space. The choice of a perfume takes on its full meaning at this point. It offers a fragment of humanity in its most prosaic and primitive form, the olfactory dimension in liquid form, infused with fragments of MLI, a manifestation of technological innovation, to be sprayed into the stratosphere via the bottle equipped with a pump. By choosing a perfume rather than a generic object like a snow globe, to encapsulate the shimmering MLA fragments, the project gains a symbolic and mystical dimension, a connection between Earth and the cosmos.
Okay, I end up and skip some parts. The bottles, which embodies technology, act as a mediator between here, the fragrance, Earth, and there, space. It marks that opposition, thereby creating a mythical discourse. Technology abolishes the boundaries and distances between Earth and the rest of the universe. What unites the buyers of this perfume is their shared longing for freedom and adventure, because this perfume is sold as unisex. So it wants to convey a myth that appeals to all of humankind. In a way, we can say that technology bounds human and the universe. Juliette, if you can make it quick.
The spiritual dimension of the message is amplified by the sacred connotation of perfume, a legacy of ancestral practices where fragrances played a central role in mystical rites, both sacred and profane. Embodied of bodies for the passage to the afterlife and communication with the gods through the smoke of burning incense rising toward heavens. As reflected at the Latin etymology of the word perfume, perfumum, meaning through smoke. By reinterpreting the ancient sacred rites of perfume through a modern technological narrative, Futur stands at the intersection of the mystical and the mythical. The name of the perfume, which has not been discussed until now, asserts a vision of the future in which humanity can transcend boundaries and limitations that were thought to be materially unsurpassable, all thanks to technological expertise, and it suggests a desirable, non-negotiable future. That said, this future needs to be put into practice. The project is aimed at anyone ready to commit to their future. This phrasing is evocative of institutional rhetoric, encouraging people to join the army, further reinforced visually by the MLI authentication tag placed around the bottle's cap, like the soldiers. In other words, buying this perfume means taking charge of your future, embracing one's destiny, and subscribing to this belief. Blending various myths like transhumanism, monism, the idea that we are all one. So buying future implies that buyers actualize it in the semiotic sense through the acquisition of and possession of the future. It becomes a performative act.
Okay, and I'll skip the conclusion because we talked about many other cosmetics using technology in other ways to underline a view of the future. But we just thank you for your attention.
Thank you.